Blessed be the Lord who daily loaded us with benefits. Psalm 68 verse 19. Blesses everyone. I pray that this video finds you well. Today you are finally going to learn how to crochet. I want to be real honest with you. If you find that you are getting stressful at any time during this video, please stop and come back when you are ready. Patience is key, and with crocheting, once you get the basic chain and stitches down, there is no stopping you. In this video, you will learn how to hold your hook and yarn, make a slip knot, a chain, how to count your chain, single crochet, half double crochet, magic circle, and how to weave ends. This video will have timestamps, aka chapters, so you can skip to what you need to learn, or if you just need to come back for a refresher on any stitch, you can just click on that timestamp and don't have to worry about the whole video playing through and finding what you need. Only thing that you will need for this tutorial is yarn and a hook. Also, you will need a darning needle and some scissors, but I always carry this, but I just make sure you just have, if you have scissors in the house, that is fine, but you will also need to know how to weave ends, and you will need a darning needle for that too. That is it. I don't want you to go out and buy a whole bunch of yarn and a whole bunch of crochet hooks, because you don't know if you like crocheting. You really don't. So this is the time that you're going to be practicing how to perfect your stitches to the way that you like and learn the crochet lingo. Okay, so don't worry about buying $100 worth of yarn and $1,000,000 worth of hooks. Trust me, I've been there, and I was like, yeah, I'm not getting rid of my yarn stash. I'm gonna learn how to crochet. So if someone would have told me just all you need is hook and yarn, I would have just got that. Okay, so let's get started. The yarn that I'm using, if you look at the label, you would get medium worst weight yarn, and that will have the number 4 on it. Okay, the hook that is recommended is an I crochet hook. And make sure you do not go for a dark color when you are a new crocheter, because you want to be able to see your stitches, and depending on your lighting, it's going to be difficult for you to learn how to crochet with black or navy blue yarn. So this is the head of your crochet hook. This is the throat where the yarn is going to latch on, so that way you'll be able to hook your yarn through. This is your working area right here. Okay, your working area is the most important part of the hook, because this is the straightest area on your hook, and this is where the stitches are going to be formed to their final size. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You do not want to be up here doing your chains, because that is going to make it too tight. And if you go above, like if you have one of these crochet hooks and this is your working area right here, and if you go beyond that working area, the stitches is not going to come out right. Okay, you want to have uniform stitches, so this is how your stitches is going to be uniform. This straight line right here is your working area. Okay, right here is your thumb rest, and then right here is your shaft where the rest of your hand will rest on. I will show you on a regular crochet hook as well. This is the head. This is the throat area right here. The straight part is your working area. Okay, so head, throat, working area. This is your thumb rest, and this is your shaft. When it comes to holding your crochet hook and your yarn, know that there are many ways of holding your hook and your yarn. In this video, I am going by what is comfortable for me. The way that you hold your hook and your yarn will be the right way for you, because that's what works for you. The two most popular ways most people hold their hooks is the knife hold, because That's the way that you will hold your knife when you're cutting food. Second popular way to hold a hook is the pencil hold, because it's the way most people will hold their pencil. So again, do what's comfortable for you. If you have to practice on how it feels in your hand, just do so, okay? But like I said, other people found different ways how to hold the hook, so it's no right or wrong way, no matter what people say, okay? How to make a slip knot. Make sure you leave a long tail, because when we go back, you're going to weave in those ends, and you don't want this tail to be short. You want to take your index finger, point it out. You're going to wrap your yarn twice on that index finger. So now you're going to place your working yarn to your middle finger, your ring finger, and your pinky finger. You're going to grab it. You're going to go back on your index finger and grab the back end of the yarn, and you're going to put it to your fingertip. You're not going to take it off. You're going to put it just on your fingertip. Now, you're going to go behind that yarn and grab the other yarn right here that's still on your index finger, and you're going to pull that one off your finger. And now you have your slip knot. And you know that you did it right if you just adjust it. So if you can adjust it, you did it right. If it's like a knot and you can't pull it, just go back and redo it. Okay? Now we're going to take our hook and we're going to place it onto our slip knot in our working area, because that's going to determine the stitch sizes. Okay? So that's how you pull. You just pull it. So now, how to hold your yarn. So this is where a lot of people have a hard time crocheting when it comes to just making a chain, because you have to find out what works for you when it comes to holding your yarn. I take my middle finger, my ring finger, and my pinky. I have those three together, and I get my working yarn and I just cover it up like this. And it's not too tight. I'm not holding it tight that my yarn can't get passed through. Is close to the point that it's easy for my yarn to go through it. Okay. Now that I got that secured, I'm going to make sure my working yarn is on top of my index finger. Over like that. Now I'm going to take my middle finger and my thumb. I'm going to grab my tail and I'm going to pinch it like this. Okay. And that's going to make sure my tail stays in place while I'm working my chains. So now you're ready to work on how to make a chain. The hook is facing you. We're going to wrap our yarn, and you see how it's underneath the hook, the throat part. We're going to place our hook down. So now the head is facing down, and we're going to pull through. But make sure that you are close enough with your thumb and your middle finger is on that tail, so that way it can go through. Okay, now you want them two fingers to climb up. So your thumb and your middle finger, after you did that chain, you're going to hold it like this. You see how I'm pinching it a little? And now I'm going to wrap my yarn again, and then make sure my head is down on my hook, and then I'm going to pull through. And then I'm going to climb up with my fingers. And that's how you keep your yarn stable when you're chaining, okay? Yarn over, pull through, and then go up on that ladder right here. So I'm going to call this a ladder. So you're going to go up that ladder. You're going to yarn over, go pull through, and then go up, wrap your yarn, pull through, and then go up. The crochet terminology is yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and then as I'm going to the next chain, I'm going to make sure my thumb and my middle finger is going up as I'm chaining. So you want to repeat this until you get comfortable enough to say, okay, I got this. Even if you got to pull everything out and start over, okay? How to count your chain. So this one right here on the crochet hook, this does not count as a chain. Right here counts as a chain, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The slip knot that we did does not count as a chain. Okay? Going to be working with our single crochet in the front of our work. So this is the front, and this is called the back. And you see the extra stitch right here. So you can tell from your front more looks more like a braid, and then this is your back. So we're going to be working in the front. To single crochet, you're going to look at your front. We're going to skip the first chain and we're going to go to the next one right here. We're going to insert our hook into it. We're going to yarn over. We're going to go through. And now we have 2 loops on our hook. We're going to wrap our yarn or yarn over, and we're going to pull through both loops. Again, insert your hook into the next stitch. We're going to yarn over. We're going to pull through one time. So that means you have 2 loops on your hook. And we're going to yarn over again, and we're going to pull through twice. Pull 1 and 2. And that's your single crochet. Again, go through your next stitch. You want to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through both loops. Go to the next stitch, which is right here. Go in, yarn over, pull through one time, yarn over, and pull through 2. You're going to keep repeating this step. The rest is going to be performed in slow motion until I reach the end. now that I completed everything across, I'm going to show you how to come back to the other end. So with single crochet, you're going to chain one and you're going to turn your work. Some people will go into that same stitch to make the chain up. The chain one doesn't count as a stitch. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go right into this stitch right here. And we're going to do our single crochet in there. We're going to go to our next stitch, and it's easier to see the stitches when it's on top right here like this. And you can go through both. If you go through just one stitch, it'll have a different look. But right here, we're going to go through both stitches, okay? So I'm going to show you just like this how we go through both stitches. See that right there? You see? Right here. I went through both. And we're just going to complete our single crochet. And you want to do this all the way across. And I will come back. So that way we can work on our next stitch. I want to go in. So as you can see, sometimes people skip this stitch because sometimes it don't look like a stitch, but it is. And I already cut my ends. We're going to go through and we're going to wrap our yarn. And we're going to go through. And this is how you end it. You wrap around, you draw up a loop, and then you cut, and then you pull that loop up. So this is our single crochets right here. I'm going to place that to the side. Now we're going to do our half double crochets. You want to go back, practice on your chains. When you're ready, it's time to do half double crochets. For your half double crochets, we're going to count 1, 2, and we're going to go inside that third stitch right here, that third chain. We're going to wrap our yarn first. Then we're going to go through. And then we're going to wrap our yarn again. So yarn over. And now we have 3 loops. 1, 2, 3. We're going to yarn over again. And we're going to pull through all 3 loops. Again, wrap your yarn. Now we're going to go to that next stitch right here, that next chain, which is right here. We're going to go in. We're going to yarn over, pull through. Again, we have 1, 2, 3 loops on our working area. And we're going to wrap our yarn again and pull through all 3. So take your time. And that's a half double crochet. Again, wrap your yarn, go through, wrap your yarn again, go through, wrap your yarn, and pull through all 3 loops. Yarn over, go through, yarn over, go through, yarn over, and pull through all 3. And I'm going to do this again in slow motion without saying a word. Now that you've reached the end, we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. And we're going to turn our work. And as you can see, the chain 2 can count as stitches too. So instead of going through here, we can go through the next one. Yarn over, go through into the next stitch. And place a half double crochet in there. And again, we're going through both of the top loops. And make sure that you're already at the end. So this is a stitch 2. I just did it a little tight. So now you have some half double crochets, chain 1, you're going to draw up your loop, and you're going to cut right here. I don't have my scissors, I have something else, so I'm going to go off screen with that. And then you did half double crochets. Again, you're gonna chain as many as you want. Don't go too long, okay? And for the double crochet, you want to start at the 4th chain from the hook. So that's 1, 2, 3, and this is the 4th chain from the hook. We're going to wrap our yarn. We're going to go in that 4th chain from the hook. We're going to grab our yarn again, and now we have 3 loops. We're going to wrap our yarn and only pull through 2. 1 and 2. Now you have 2 loops left. We're going to wrap our yarn again, and we want to pull through 2. And that's a double crochet. Again, wrap your yarn, go to the next stitch, the next chain, wrap your yarn around, yarn over again, pull through 2, yarn over again, and pull through 2. Again, wrap your yarn, go through that chain, grab your yarn, pull through, wrap your yarn again, pull through 2, wrap your yarn again, and pull through 2 more. Again, wrap your yarn, go in your chain, wrap your yarn, go through, pull through 2, and pull through 2 more. To turn your work, you have to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn your work. You're going to wrap your yarn, and this chain 3 counts as a stitch, so we don't have to go through inside there. We can go right to the next and place a double crochet in that. And you're going to do that all the way across. To wrap your yarn and go through here and here. You see your V stitch right there. And go right up in there. You're going to draw up a loop. So that's wrapping your yarn and then drawing up a loop. And you're going to cut. And there you have it. You have your double crochet. The magic circle. A lot of people get so frustrated about the magic circle, and I'm going to try my best to make it as simple as I can. So with your index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky. You're going to wrap your yarn. So this is your tail. You're going to have the tail go over like this. And then with your working yarn, you're going to wrap like an X. Okay? And you're going to grab your thumb and you're going to hold it in place underneath that X like this. Okay? Now you want to be able to see the top of your hand. So make sure you go like this and you see the top of your hand. You're going to grab your hook. You're going to go under that first yarn and you're going to grab that back. Okay? And then you're going to pull that through like that. And then you're going to turn your hand over like this. Now you can take your fingers out of that yarn loop and there. This is your start of your magic circle. You want to grab your working yarn because this is your tail. You don't want to grab the tail. This is the tail. You want to grab that working yarn right here and you're going to you want to wrap it around your hook and you're going to go through. And there, a magic circle. You know when you did the magic circle right is when you can pull it and it goes tighter. Okay? So now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're just going to work some double crochets in there. So wrap your yarn over and go inside your magic circle. I'm going to grab that yarn again. I'm going to wrap the yarn again and pull through 2. You're going to wrap that yarn again and pull through 2 more. Okay? And you're going to repeat this until, let's just say, let's do 10. So far we have 1, 2. Let's do 8 more. Two, 3. And if you find that your magic circle is too big, just pull your tail and it will get a little tighter for you, okay? So how many of that was so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Guess what? Let's pull that tail to see if we did it. What? There. And I like to leave a long tail when it comes to the magic circle so that way I can come back and weave it in. And that way I don't have that fear of this coming loose, okay? You don't want to have a short tail like you don't want to cut your tail like this. You want to leave it long, okay? I cannot stress that enough. So now we're going to go up that top of that chain right there. We're going to put our yarn through. We're going to grab our yarn, pull through, and then pull through again. And then we're going to draw up a loop by wrapping our yarn around. Chain, go through, and then draw up a loop. And then we're going to cut. And you just did a magic circle. So weaving ends, you're going to buy a darting needle. And that's going to help you place your yarn through the needle, inside the needle. And you're just going to work behind your stitches. And you're just going to weave in your ends. And you want to make sure you're not going to the same direction. You want to like make sure that you're like going in and out and up and down when it comes to weaving in your ends, because you don't want to go in the same direction and let's just say someone pulled that string or pull that yarn to the point that everything starts to unravel. You do not want that to happen at all. So when you feel comfortable enough that everything is weaved in the way how you like it, then you cut off the rest of your tail. So you just cut as close as possible, and that's how you weave in your ends. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, please comment down below. Peace, love, and happy crocheting. God bless. Bye.